Now here with the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Elex.
All right, joining us now is Congressman Adam Schiff of Burbank. Congressman, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for joining us. Today at CPAC, President Trump was talking about, all I'm doing is keeping my promises. I ran on all of this stuff. Does he have a point?
Well, I don't think he has a point because several of his promises he's not keeping. He's not releasing his tax returns as he said he would. In fact, Kellyanne Conway, if she can be believed, says he'll never release them even after the so-called audit is performed. So he's being very much picking and choosing which promises he wants to fulfill. He promised a Muslim ban. Now he says what he's proposing is not a Muslim ban. So I think he's been very inconsistent at best.
Let's talk about some of the news of the day. There was this report from the New York Times and CNN that Reince Priebus, the White House Chief of Staff, contacted the FBI to try to help them in pushing back on stories about the Trump campaign's communications with Russia. Now, today, some of the news outlets that reported that were banned from a White House gaggle today. First off, what's your initial reaction to the story itself and the way that the White House is handling it?
Well, my initial reaction is the White House should not be talking to the FBI about any potentially pending investigation. And it's not the FBI's job to be the PR firm for the president to either confirm or deny press reports or talk about their accuracy. And the Bureau, I think, already suffered a real blow to its credibility in the handling of the Clinton investigation. It doesn't want to be sucked in again to the political sphere. So I think those communications were wholly inappropriate. But I also think compounding it is the president's reaction. I'm going to punish news outlets that publish things I don't like. Those that broke this story, they're not welcome to talk to our press spokesman. But of course, he reiterated again, he views the media as the enemy of the people. That is, any media that's not just fawning over him. So this is antithetical to the First Amendment, and it's a real danger in the White House.
Let's talk a little bit more about Russia. As the ranking member on intelligence, you get to see a lot of classified briefings that a lot of other members of Congress don't get to see. What do we know about the relationship between Donald Trump and Russia? And is there any specific evidence of actual collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia?
Well, I'll tell you what we do know. We know that Russia was behind the hacking. It wasn't the Chinese. It wasn't some 400-pound guy. It was the Russians. There's no difference between Democrats and Republicans on that. We know that they wanted to harm Secretary Clinton. They want to interfere in our democracy. And we know that they wanted to help Donald Trump for a lot of obvious reasons. We are investigating whether there was collusion with any U.S. persons, including people affiliated with the Trump campaign. I can't comment on that yet. And I don't think the FBI should be out in public commenting on whether the news reports are accurate or not. But that is very much at the core of our investigation, along with other issues.
The other big issue this week is health care reform. We've seen town halls around the country. A new poll came out today showing that health care reform is actually the most popular it's ever been, although still not even a majority, 48-42. We've seen these rowdy town halls. Is this going to make an impact? And do you think that the eventual replacement plan for Republicans could end up looking a lot like Obamacare?
It is having a big impact, and I only wish, frankly, that the public education campaign that's going on right now had taken place years ago. I think if it had, it would have been a lot less controversial, and we could have made some improvements to the Affordable Care Act. I don't think they're going to be able to repeal it and replace it because they have no idea what they would replace it with. And interestingly, Speaker Boehner, the former speaker today, made a statement that he doesn't think it's going to be replaced. He thinks it's going to essentially be the Affordable Care Act with some changes made to it, but no repeal because there is no replacement.
All right. Well, if you want to talk to the congressman about health care, you're holding a town hall meeting tonight, Glendale College at 7 o'clock. You have space for about 400. You said 1,000 people have already RSVP'd. Oh, no. So people are clearly very fired up on this issue. A lot to talk about. Thank you so much for coming in.
It's a pleasure. Good to be with you.
I know you're ready for La La Land to win on the Oscars, right?
Manchester by the Sea's got my vote.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. There we go.
Right.
He does it all.
He does.
His prediction comes true.
I know. All right.